straight away begin with the presentation. We have done characters and now we are dealing with the summary of Midnight Children. Since even summary of Midnight Children is long and we need 2 lectures for that, right? So we begin with the summary. Then we read the characters. Then this was a summary that we had done. And just a quick revision. Salman Rushdie, his Midnight Children. The chief protagonist is Salim Singhai. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The chief protagonist is Salim Singhai. He is born
Ma'am,
on.
we have done.
Huh? Yes, I'm just summing it up. It's done. Salim Singhai was born in August 15, 1947, and 30 years. This novel spans 30 years of Salim's life till his death, and begins with the grandfather, how grandfather got married to his grandmother, that perforated sheet story. Then the doctor marrying the mother of Salim Sannai, that is the second story. There are 2 stories. First is of grandfather, then second is of mother. Right? Mother got married to Nadir Khan and then she was remarried to Ahmed Sannai. Her name Mumtaz changed to Amina. I think story is clear till here.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The prophecy is very important about the child that says that he will never be older or younger than his country. Right? After this, there's the story of another boy, Shiva. How Salim and Shiva got switched. Right? Salim is a Hindu boy who has come to Muslim family, and Shiva is a Muslim boy who has come to Hindu family. Right? And they both are Midnight Children. This was done. Then Shiva has a fighter kind of body, so he joins army. Okay. Salim is physically appears to be very weak, and he has got a large nose, and there are health problems with Salim. Then we discussed Indo-China War and Indo-Pak War. Okay, till here I'm sure it's clear. Is it so?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is Sanjana here in the class? Sanjana, Rakhi, Gayatri?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because here I got the message that was asking me to add you in here, add you here. So you have been added. No, this is what I was just confirming.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now from here we begin our class. Okay. Now Salim loses his memory. There is some accident. He gets hit. He loses his memory. His head is hit. Okay, and suddenly he is in the war zone. He does not know how he has come here. And in this war zone, he he witnesses, that means he watches so many war crimes taking place, barbarism, people just cutting each other's heads off, arms off, okay, such kind of things. That is barbarism. He notices all these things in war. Okay, suddenly there's a change in the story and this happens. Here in this war zone, while he is just from the war zone, he just escapes to the forests. That is Bangladesh. Presently, it's Bangladesh, and it was newly formed Bangladesh at that time. Right? Because India had newly gained independence, and it was not Bangladesh, it was Pakistan at that time. There, Salim gets recovered some of the memories, but he does not remember his own name. And then he meets Parvati the witch, another midnight child. And this Parvati the witch, Salim does not know his name, but this Parvati the witch, she calls Salim by his name. That is why she is called the witch. Her name is Parvati, but she is called the witch because she knows everything. She is also gifted, just like Salim Sinai. Right, so she calls Salim by his name Salim, and this helps Salim in remembering his own name. Now he knows his name. Okay, this happens. Then she takes along with Salim to her own place where all are magicians. They are performing some acts, but they are not midnight children. They are just performing some tricks. Okay, then here Parvati falls in love with Salim. She wants to marry Salim. Okay, now this is what is happening. Parvati wants Salim to marry her, but Salim refuses. And when after getting refusal from Salim, she now proposes Shiva, who is war hero at that time. And he has become very famous because of his many actions in the war that he has performed, brave actions in the war that he has performed. Shiva, Parvati, after marriage, it's difficult for them to settle because they are of entirely different temperaments. So what happens? They separate. And Parvati comes back to where she was staying in a ghetto. Ghetto means group of magicians. And here Parvati is pregnant by Shiva. And she is unmarried. She is separated. Okay. Now it's Salim who agrees to marry her. Now see, the Salim basically stands for India. Okay, and the Parvati wants to marry Salim. He refuses to do it. Then Parvati marries Shiva, lives with Shiva, has relationship with Shiva, and gets pregnant. Then she separates from Shiva, comes back to the magician's ghetto, and here Salim agrees to marry her. Now Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister of India at that time. Okay, and it was during this time that India's population was growing and some political decisions had come up and they had to control India's population. So sterilization camps were conducted at several places all over India. Whether a person was young or old or even due to corruption, even children were caught and they were sterilized. So this is what happens here in Midnight Children. Now she also destroys the magician's ghetto garment. So Parvati dies after childbirth. Shiva captures Salim and takes Salim to sterilization camp. So India getting sterilized or Salim getting sterilized, they are same thing. They are all midnight children, they are sterilized. So as to protect the Prime Minister from their powers. So the midnight children who are all gifted in some way or other, they should not exercise their power. So what happens that they are all sterilized. And since this is the government's move that is not liked by the public, so Indira Gandhi does not win her first election. Okay. Then this was the political where the characters' actions are set according to the political events that were taking place in the country. So this is why Midnight Children is also known as History of Post-Independent India. Whatever had happened in India during the time of independence, right from the moment it gained independence till now, that all is documented in Midnight Children. This is what critics say. So this novel, when it is studied by Indians, they study it as history of India. Okay, this is something that had happened in a fictionalized form. They are studying. This is the one of the perspective that they study Midnight Children with. And when Westerners, they study this novel, they study the technique, that how the story is presented, postmodern techniques that are employed in this novel, like magical realism, as I told you, then fragmentation that is taking place, all the symbolical things that are used here, the motifs that are used here. So that technique, postmodern technique, is studied by Western. Same novel is studied in two different ways. Indians study it as post-colonial literature. Westerners prefer to study because for the first time, Salman Rushdie had used this kind of technique. Okay, now all the Midnight Children, they were in this ghetto. They are all set free. And Salim now has the aim that he has to find Adam. Who is Adam? He is Parvati's son. Salim had married Parvati. Salim had married Parvati, and the son is Shiva's son. But now he becomes Salim's son, right? And then Salim was taken to that camp where he was sterilized. After this, he returns back to find the location of Adam, who is Parvati's son. He finds that this child is with a snake charmer. This snake charmer used to come to ghetto, so he took the child away. Now snake charmer, the child, and Salim, they all come to Bombay. There Salim eats some chutney, which immediately takes his memory back to his nanny, that midwife who was Salim's nanny. She used to make chutney. So Salim eats some chutney, and this again is a power of memory. It happens that whether it is food or dress or some incident that may trigger the memory of a person and immediately take him back. That forward backward movement of the memories that take place in human mind, that is presented in a wonderful manner. And this chutney is again a symbol of how India was formed. So many factors coming into play to form the nation. So he tracks down where this chutney has been made. He tracks down that chutney factory, and he comes to know that his own nanny had established this chutney factory. And here he meets Padma, childhood friend. And now he decides that he will marry Padma. But with his decision, he knows this fact that on his 31st birthday, which is again going to be India's in the anniversary of India's independence, he will die and explode, because what has happened, he has started fragmenting. His body has started falling into dust. Pieces of body have started falling into the piece. So this again is a symbol. Salim is India, and how India was getting fragmented. That is what is being shown in the novel. So he knows that one day everything would explode and would be reduced to dust. Now see this quote of the this quote that I had given you in the very beginning, before beginning the class. This sums up what Salman Rushdie is trying to say, because Salim Sinai stands for Salman Rushdie. His own views are coming out through Salim Sinai. Salim says that I am sum total of everything that went before me, all the things that have under the circumstances that I am born in, before my birth. I am all that. Then of all I have seen done, that means all the present things, of everything done to me. I have done something, or people have done, or circumstances have done to me. I am sum total of that too. I am everyone, everything whose being in the world affected was affected by mine. I am anything that happens after I am gone. When I am dead, anything that happens, which would not have happened if I had not come. I am some, in total, you just think about this sentence. And then you understand what's the meaning of it. This is what a country is. Do you want to ask any question? Anyone who wants to ask some question? I have told you the summary of the novel just now, and in the next class we would be doing plot construction. So I went a bit fast because in plot construction again we would be revising what we have done at present. These things will be coming again and again. But till here, if you have any doubt, then we can clear that also. Ashwini? Kiran, Harshita, Aarti, these are all the names that I can see here. Mahima is here. Shivani, Vishakha, Sonam. Any doubt in the story? Is it clear to you? All the sequence of events?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
The novel begins.
Yes.
The novel begins before the birth of Salim Sunnai.
Salim Chennai.
So when we are dealing with the story of grandfather, at that time that incident is perforated sheet one. That you have to understand what is the motive of perforated sheet. This we will be doing. And then when it comes to father's story, Nadir Khan and all that, that is again the story where all the action is taking place, that Nadir Khan has run away from the people are after him, and he is staying in the basement of Salim's grandfather's house, right? Then falling in love with his mom, who is just a girl at that time, and then she is unable to have child from him. Okay, then mother is remarried, and from that second marriage, Salim is born. Actually, from that second marriage, it is Shiva who is born, right? And Salim is basically the child of William Methwold, and mother's name is
Aarti.
Mahima is saying something, but her mic is mute. Vanita, right?
Vanita, yes, ma'am.
Vanita and William's child. So he is half Indian, half British, and raised in Muslim family. So again, we will say 1/3 Hindu, 1/3 Christian, 1/3 Muslim. Okay, or again, we can say that when British left India, the one way of saying this is when British left India, then when we talk about post-colonial literature, so this India, which is post-colonial India, is not the same as it was as pre-colonial India was. Whatever happens changes something permanently. This is what Salim Sunnai says, that I am sum total of what has happened before me. So before uh, becoming free, India was colonized by British Empire. So that changed something in India, and that change, अगर हम चाहें कि अब हम वैदिक टाइम पे चले जाएं, we just can't go there because we have been colonized, and that has impacted our psyche in some way or other, okay, and has brought change in us. So when such kind of transformation takes place, it is very difficult to reach back that simple plain purity. So when we talk about our culture and all these things, nothing is pure. This is what Salman Rushdie wants to say, that India is half British, have India. That means the impressions made by British cannot go away in post-colonial India. That pre-colonial India's cannot be regained. Okay, and then at the same time, when we talk that let's make this country this or that is not possible. Things are always in between. So this partition of India, all the violence, basically Salman Rushdie or most of the post-colonial literature, they talk about national boundaries also. That these national boundaries, they are political ones. They cannot be considered as cultural ones. Right? So just Ashwini got disconnected. I'm admitting her into the lobby. Yeah. So when we are talking about political boundaries, the political boundaries are also perforated. They are blurred. They keep changing. Okay. And culture is something which is treated as a permanent thing. So culture, you see, it happens like our culture. Just for example, you can see the culture that is across the border. You see Pakistan and you see India, and it is more similar to many cultures within India, present in India. Do you understand that? See the diversity of culture in India. There are so many cultures in India. India is a multicultural country. Okay. So culture that is there in Pakistan and in India, because it was the part of India. Right. So the culture of Pakistan and India will be similar to the culture, to the two different cultures that are present in India itself. Okay, so that hard line demarcation of this and that is not possible. So this is why in the last quote he says that I am sum total of everything. So what is this country? India. India is sum total of everything that has happened before colonization, that happened after colonization, that happened during colonization. All the experiences that India had has impacted today of what it is. And whatever change India will bring to the world in future, those things are also part of India. Okay, and that fragmentation is a sad thing that is taking place. And this fragmentation can lead to death. Right? So in this way, the symbols in this novel are very complex and they are very deep and they are multi-layered. You just remove layer after layer and meanings come out of it. So that is what postmodern literature is. That is why this novel is also called historiographic metafiction. Historiographic because history is present graphically. ग्राफ बना हुआ है हिस्ट्री का. Historiographic. The graph is made of the history of India. The historiographic. Metafiction. Fiction is novel, but it is just not any ordinary novel. It is a metafiction. Fiction means so many narratives are here in this novel. Not a single story, narratives. It is multi-narrative. So it is metafiction. This novel does not have a single theme. There are so many themes that all culminate here in this novel. Because as you go on reading it in depth, new meanings come out, and from these new meanings, new themes come out. So at one place, it is telling you the history of the nation. At the other place, it is also talking about women relationship. And then this novel is also talking about psyche of human being, the process as the Salim is growing up, all the psychological the events that impact his psyche, that make him as a man. So those things are also being, because summary I have discussed, it is only in brief. But when you read the novel, so many things they become clear to you that I have not said. No one can talk about the complete. Yes, someone was saying something. Okay, I thought someone is saying because I could hear a voice. So all these things, they culminate into one novel, which is present as 3 books. He divides the novel into book 1, book 2, and book 3. Okay, so these 3 books, they make one novel. And that is why it becomes metafiction. It is called Bildungsroman. So Tom Jones was also Bildungsroman. There are so many novels which are called Bildungsroman, but the story of Bildungsroman is usually very simple. It takes place in a chronological way. So you just don't stop after saying that this novel is Bildungsroman. It is simplified form of Midnight's Children. You cannot oversimplify the novel. It is because of its complex nature. Salim and Shiva, they are counterparts of each other. That is why the novelist has juxtaposed it. Salim stands for true, his name is Shiva. So he has been given that mythological name. And he he impregnates Parvati, Shiva and Parvati. Okay, their son is adopted by Salim. And Salim marries Parvati. You know, Salman Rushdie was banned by Pakistan after he wrote first novel Satanic Verses, where he commented on religion of Islam in such a way that the fanatics could not tolerate that. And that is why he was in exile and he had to go to UK and he lived in UK. Still, I think he is banned in Pakistan. So he says whatever he, his intellect says, and he expresses that in his work. Okay, so in our next class, we shall be doing with the plot construction of Midnight's Children. Anything you want to ask? Is it clear so far?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then. So shall we leave?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice to
Thank
see
you,
you.
ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome.